Sound coming through good? Welcome to the Joe's podcast. So glad to have you back. We're down to three originals.
Yeah. You know, I'd like to thank Hojo and ShyJoe for coming and hanging out and sharing their 19-year-old perspective. That was awesome, man. I remember when I was 19, it was an exciting time of life. You're just getting started. You're out of high school. Things are new. You can do things, and you have some autonomy. Yeah, is that the right word?
Yeah. Sovereignty.
So
maybe.
Thanks to Hojo and ShyJoe for stopping by. And now to my right, I have Mojo. We're in the Mojo studio with our another segment, and ShyJoe is joining us on the mic. Welcome, ShyJoe.
Thank you. Good to be back.
It's nice.
Good to have you back.
Yeah. So what a pleasant thing. We got two new perspectives that have their own unique viewpoints. And a lot of that uniqueness comes from their age. They're simply younger than us. They're what am I trying to say? It sounds like I'm vilifying them for being young and having young opinions. But
I thought their opinions were very interesting and coming from a perspective that I hadn't considered. I think I loved it. I mean, and it takes some balls to share your opinions like that. I mean, not so much for us where we're old and cranky and we've got all this stuff. But for those guys, they're young, and then I obviously had given it some thought. I mean, I was impressed.
Yes, yeah. Both had great input.
Very intelligent dudes.
With these two young gentlemen, I think there were many topics left uncovered.
I can't wait to have them back.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Upon their departure, they said, "Thank you so much. We really enjoyed being invited, and we're looking forward to the next one." So
I can't wait for all those new subscribers.
Yeah, so from the age of 16 to 22, we've entered a new demographic out there. Yep.
More T-shirt sales.
So what ShyJoe hasn't joined us for a while. What's he been up to? Solar's still going well and everything?
Solar is still strong.
Yeah.
Solar's good. Really busy right now. Just a busy time of year, which is great.
I'll bet, because that sun's been shining. It's been such a magnificent spring.
Yes,
although wet, but still plenty of sunshine.
Well, last 2 weeks have been unbelievable. Before that, we had record rainfall and snowfall.
Did we really?
This year. Record. Well, within like 1 or 2 years.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny that the best time to actually purchase solar is in the winter time.
Seriously, when you're working on your roof, you're mounting things on your roof
to purchase it.
Oh,
because then you will accrue all of the credits through the net metering agreements and stuff like that. But people don't start thinking about it until the sun is shining.
It gets hot. Yeah,
that
makes sense.
And it gets hot.
Plus, if you
really
you commit in the wintertime, it's easier to schedule your install.
Yep.
Because otherwise, their schedule's booked, buddy.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't want to hear us when it's when the snow's flying and their
the sun's
roof
weak.
is covered with snow. But that is actually the best time to purchase.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But it's going good, and fun things going on. I've been golfing a lot. Got some new glasses, which are bifocals.
Uh-oh.
I'll be doing.
Taking the plunge.
Anyone wanted to talk about that?
We could. I still haven't done the bifocal thing. I still just do reading glasses because I'm too cheap to pay $300 for a pair of glasses.
You buy them at a gas station for $8.
Home Depot.
Oh yeah.
Home Depot has these right here come from Home Depot, and I buy the reading ones and I buy the computer ones, so I just swap them out.
Yeah, and they look great. They do. They look awesome.
And they're made out of rubber, so they're tough. I've had these for a long time. They cost me $5.
I had to bite the bullet. My old ones broke in half right in the bridge, so I had to go.
You didn't want to do the nerd thing with the tape, huh?
No, I tried.
Not good for sales.
I tried super glue. I tried everything, but it wasn't working. But the cool thing is these are great. Like I was not wanting to switch to bifocals. They call them progressive lenses.
Okay, sure.
Because you can't see the lines in them anymore.
Yep.
But it takes a little bit of training, and I can read things up close. And my far vision is awesome, and should have done it a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So how long have you had them?
About 2 weeks.
So I know one of the Czech Joes said when he got bifocals, he had gotten to 4 fender benders, and he blamed it on the bifocals.
Is that the older Czech Joe?
Yeah, he gave me an excuse to not go with him. But now that you're telling me you should have done it a long time ago, now you got me thinking.
So much better.
Yeah.
Well, please remember, though, there's a little bit of PC going on here, a little political correctness.
What are you talking about?
Well, they call them progressive lenses, but we know what they really are, don't we?
Whatever, dude. Whatever. Jeez, it's funny how these words get, what's the word? Militarized almost, you know? It's just nuts.
Bifocals, it just sounds so backwards. Progressive.
Well, who invented
It's
bifocals? Who invented them?
Forward thinking. So funny. So
I don't know.
funny. That's great.
Who did?
Who invented bifocals? The big question of the evening.
My money's on Ben Franklin, man. If he can invent one, why can't he invent 2?
Well done,
guess
sir.
that.
Well done.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Is it right?
That is correct. Yeah.
He was a smart dude.
Yeah.
Our friend here has LASIK, so he doesn't
Oh,
have to worry
really?
about
Yeah.
I was going to
any of
ask
it.
you. That's why you don't wear glasses.
Yeah, and I got it performed in 1998, and it was by far the best money I've ever spent in my life. And I'm not espousing it for everybody out there, home listeners. My particular eyesight need happened to fit exactly the technology of the day. I was the prime candidate, and the procedure took 20 minutes, and when I walked out, I could see sagebrush on the mountain. It was amazing.
My wife, too, same thing. She got it done. She had glasses when I met her, and she got it done. And before I even got halfway through the first paragraph of the magazine in the waiting room, she was done. She did have some halo effect at night with the lights. But other than that, she was totally happy and has been. But now that she's getting older, she's going to turn 50 here in September. She started doing reading glasses like me.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah, very recently.
And
not all the time. She very rarely wears them, but she's starting to wear them now a little bit.
My eyesight has deteriorated noticeably in the past 2 years, 3 years. It used to be I could look across the kitchen and read the digital clock on the stove. Not anymore. It's just a green blob. Yeah. But I'm amazed. Last 2 times I've renewed my driver's license. No problem at all. Yeah. No problems. Yeah. No corrective lenses required.
I'm good with my Home Depot readers.
It's amazing. All of my friends now are wearing readers, older and younger. You know.
Well, those aren't readers; those are prescription lenses.
Well, they are on the bottom, basically.
Readers.
Readers.
They're
on
progressive.
Do you know what strength they are?
They're strong. My eyesight is not very good.
2.5.
When my glasses were broken, I had to go to Walgreens and just buy some because it was going to be a week before I got these.
Yeah.
And I had to get the strongest readers.
3.2s?
Yeah, like the big
pop
bottle ones. So
these look thicker than your previous version. They look a little thicker from the side.
Yeah, they're a little different. They're Oakleys. They're super light though. I'm really kind of liking them. But here's an interesting thing with these. Golf is a challenge because when I look down to read my putts, it looks like I'm standing on a dome, like I'm standing on top of a dome.
Interesting.
It is. Yeah.
So now I have to put those little lines on the golf ball to line up my putt and just trust it. But I'm getting used to it.
Oh, okay.
Getting used to it. So that's new with me.
That's cool. That's cool.
That segues back in.
Glasses
I asked ShyJoe what he's been up to for a while, and we got it. We launched into some great conversation.
Because at our age, everyone, even you, requires some assistance in the sight department, which is just sad, but it's life and it's what happens. Those 19-year-olds. When I was 19, oh my God, I had laser 20/20 vision. I could pick a bird sitting on top of the mountain in a pine tree 200 miles away. But now, no.
I was 20 when I had the laser surgery.
20? Wow.
So wait a minute.
So you had glasses while you were a kid growing up then.
Oh, now wait a minute. I said 98, didn't I? When did I have LASIK surgery? It's now 2019 and I'm 50 years old. So it's been at least 20 years.
I remember when you used to wear glasses.
Yeah, that's right.
That.
Okay, I did. Into college, I did. I wore glasses into college, so it's been 26 years then. Let's settle on that, and I will move us on. Sorry to be so fixated on this.
Damn math.
Probably ready for a re-up on your LASIK.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah. When I got the original procedure done, the Dr. Carlton told me in maybe 20 years you're going to need to come in for what they call an enhancement surgery. And so I called them. As soon as I couldn't read the stove clock any longer, I called and said, tell me about this enhancement. And they said, well, we really don't do that anymore.
Oh, wow.
So
Interesting.
Yeah. But it's either I'm going to have another laser surgery done, or I will get some spectacles, as you guys both have.
Yeah.
I've worn them before, and I'm 50 now. In 20 years, I'll be 70. Eventually, I'm going to have some glasses.
I think it's almost inevitable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder if I'm going to need a re-up on my vasectomy. Does that lose power?
I've heard stories about them fixing themselves. I don't know.
That shit festers like Chernobyl.
It's active down there. It's active.
It is.
It's the core.
Oh, it's too funny. Too funny.
Remember when Muffs Joe, I don't know what to call him. Muffs Joe. ShyJoe knew who's it.
Okay.
He had a hip replacement about 2.5 years ago or so,
That's
3
intense,
years ago, and he sent us the X-rays. He just thought it'd be cool. Yeah, the X-ray from all his hip and before the operation, then after, and you can see this robotic implant. And he captioned or subtitled the X-ray with, during the surgery, I asked my surgeon, well, while you're down there, while you're in that area, would you mind just doing a penis reduction? I said, it's my second one, but while you're down there, I just think it's convenient. You're down there.
It's starting to hurt his lower back.
Yeah, it might have been the reason for his hip replacement in the first place.
Threw him off a little bit. Oh, man.
I still think that should be published, dude. I do.
I might publish it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It seems all right to me so far. I was going to make a joke, but I stopped myself because I didn't want to edit it out.
Is it worthy now on this one?
I'm good. I'll pass. My wife is going to listen to this, so I'll pass. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Tell me what you guys think about tattoos.
Tattoos. Personally, if I'm watching porn, if there's too many, I pass. But if they're few and tasteful, I can deal.
Okay.
But that's kind of where I'm
You
at.
just helped me form my opinion.
I just like with some taste, I'm cool. But with too many and just getting crazy, then no, that's not for me.
Yeah. Not
sleeves and neck tattoos and face tattoos. Yeah, is that kind of what you were saying?
Neck tattoos, total turn off. Sleeves on guys are cool. Sleeves on girls, I have trouble with. I'm sorry, just the way I am.
That's very sexist.
Yeah,
and I agree with that viewpoint. I really do.
I
Like Mark Twain said, women should never curse. They know the words, but they don't know the music.
Oh, interesting.
The sleeve tattoos on women just don't work. Guys can get away with it. If you're in the Navy SEALs,
some people like them. They're just not my thing.
Yeah,
I don't even like them really on guys' sleeves.
Really?
I don't like them in
I'm not
general.
a tattoo.
I agree.
I'm not a tattoo person.
Like Rogan has sleeves, and they look pretty cool.
Yeah.
They look pretty tough. I've seen other surfer dudes. They go like this, and they have these cool tattoos on their forearms. I'm like, that's pretty rad.
Yeah.
But for me, no, I have no interest in getting a tattoo. Absolutely not.
Zero. I've never had an interest in it. I remember when I was like 14, I wore a golden necklace for about 2 months. Shower with it and everything. And I just thought, why? What?
Yeah.
What am I? It can get tangled. I caught my pinky in it the other day when I was trying to wash my hair.
Yeah. No, I've never been a big jewelry person either.
Yeah.
I did the gold chain thing. I thought that was really cool a long time ago. Yeah, gold chain was really cool back in like junior high.
Yeah, I was gonna say 7th grade. This girl gave me this gold chain with an anchor on it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Or an arrowhead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are cool too.
It's very cool. That's
7th grade.
Nice sentiment.
13 years old.
Yeah. That's a nice gesture from her.
That was the shit.
Mine left green marks in the shower.
Well, that was the ring I bought from Woolworths. Woolworths, yes, the dime store.
From the Woolworths.
All right.
I
bought a ring from them, and I think it had my initials on it or something. And yeah, it lasted 2 weeks. It turned green. I said, "Fuck this."
Were you banned from all the Woolworths or just that one location?
I was never banned. What makes you think I was banned?
I was quoting the movie there.
Oh, that's funny.
I was thinking of, is that where Ralphie went to see Santa Claus? Was that a Woolworths?
I
don't know.
Or a Sears Roebuck?
Isn't that funny how like Woolworths and Ben Franklin, we had a Ben Franklin in town, and basically they were small Kmarts, and then Kmart came along and put them all out of business, and now Walmart came along and put all the Kmarts out of business, and now Amazon's coming along and putting all the Walmarts out of business. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. The economy is different now, Main Joe. It's worthy of a mention.
It's different but the same. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like nothing's changed,
it's
but
the same as
the purveyors.
The big ones are eating the small ones.
Yeah,
it's
I guess.
the same
Everything's just getting bigger. And sometimes I go into those stores and I want one thing, and it's just like the other day I went into Lowell's. Is that the place? The hardware store, essentially? With some mega... Lowell's? Lowe's.
Home
Yes,
Depot,
that's it. Yeah. Home Depot didn't have it, but I looked online. Lowe's said they had it. So I go to Lowe's. Of course, there's no one there to ask help. So I got to wander the aisles looking for this one little item. I finally get to the aisle. I think this is where it should be. And I find similar items, but they don't have it. So it's like, well, all that time wasted. Where if it was a smaller store, I could have said, "Hey, Joe, where's that gate latch thing I need?" "Oh, right here."
Yep. Hey, Joe.
Thank you.
That's right.
Find some guy with a tattoo to help you.
And I'm a little biased because my dad owned a small grocery store, and he had everything the big grocery stores have. It's just a lot easier to find.
That's what's great about the old Ace hardware.
Yeah. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware. Person.
Yeah.
They changed it.
Or when I moved to town, I used to love the Ernst. Ernst was a good place to go when I first moved to Salt Lake. They had everything I needed. They didn't have a freaking warehouse with these fucking monster racks. And
I could walk to Ernst.
Look out for the forklift. Beep, beep. Guard your little children. Beep, beep. It's like, jeez.
Well, and the hardware stores back then weren't much bigger than an Olive Garden.
Yeah.
And now they're the size of like...
I get a workout when I go.
Yeah. Get your Fitbit and count your steps. Yeah.
You feel like you have to take the afternoon off.
Yeah.
To go find a spade or a rake or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
A gate latch. Whatever.
Yep.
I don't understand it, but I guess it's...
You guys do much like home improvement, home building stuff, new staircase, a deck?
No, mine's mainly exterior stuff. I don't do any interior because that's precision and it gets crazy. But outside, I can paint and stuff. It looks sloppy, but it's okay. It's outside, right? Mm-hmm. Mainly, I go to Home Depot for is sprinkler supplies, underground sprinklers. It's just always something breaking or needs tweaking or whatever, and then paint and then stain and stuff like that. Well, boards, wood for fence and whatnot.
Yeah, lumber and hardware is fine, and paint is fine. But I must recommend all listeners at home don't buy anything more complex than lumber from Home Depot. Don't buy a light. Don't buy plumbing supplies, I must say, Main Joe.
What, interior plumbing supplies or exterior as well?
Any of it. Go to a standard plumbing to get the quality.
Standard plumbing?
Yeah.
Standard sells like sprinkler stuff?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
And there are other private firms that specialize in sprinkler parts too.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I do go to standard. I do go to standard for
go to the
toilet stuff.
Walmart sells us the cheapest made products possible.
I never go to Walmart.
Or no, I'm sorry, Home Depot when it comes to sprinklers and lighting fixtures and now the appliances like ovens and
I have
they sell fridges.
I bought my dishwasher there. Yeah.
I bought my washer. No, I bought that refrigerator right there from Circuit City in 1998.
Not open anymore.
They're gone.
I bought mine from Sears, and they don't sell them anymore either. I think Sears are pretty much gone, aren't they?
It's too bad.
The Mega Sears over in where I live is gone. I know that.
Yeah. The one downtown closed too.
What about the one in the mall?
That's gone. It's been gone for a while.
They sell the Craftsman all the Craftsman.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Lawnmowers that are
that was
great.
good stuff.
I've got two Craftsmen in the garage still working, the lawnmower and the weed whacker.
Okay,
both.
wow.
And they fire up on one pole after
yeah.
a winter of sitting. Wow. After a winter of sitting. Is that a... Yeah, never mind.
I like it. Well, that might be a T-shirt. I'll write it down.
Oh, what was the T-shirt from earlier?
Oh, the T-shirt. If I can read it here, it says, what does it say? So easy, it could be a dance move.
Yes,
To Joe's podcast.
That's right. And that was Hojo. No, that was Daijo.
Oh, it was Daijo.
Daijo
said that one. Yeah, I like that one.
That was fun, listeners. Please check back a post or two and check out these two 19-year-olds. Came in and gave their perspective to a couple of 50-year-olds, and it was a fun evening.
I think it was really fun, and I'm hoping to have them back because I think they have more to offer.
Yes, I think so.
Sure, they don't have a whole lot of life experiences yet, but they do have, some, and but more than anything, I want to, get into what they hope for the future. What do they hope to accomplish? Do they hope to have a family? Do they hope to be swinging singles for a long time? And where are they at?
And with both of them, we have no idea where they're going to be. We have no idea what's going to happen.
I want to get more into music too. What kind of music they listen to? We didn't get very in depth in that because I'm always on the lookout for good new music. That's one of my downfalls. Is I just crave new music, and when I find it, I just get obsessed with it, and I have to learn to strum it and hum it.
Yeah. And they mentioned rap was the big one they listen to now.
Yeah, and
it's the big one on the market now, I guess.
For some reason, that's what's getting. Yeah, it's kind of taken over from what I hear, and it's kind of surprised me.
It might be just because they like rap too.
Maybe they do.
They could have gaslighted us a little bit right there.
I didn't get the impression that they did, but maybe they did. I don't know. What does your daughter listen to? I'm talking mainly about your college student daughter.
Folk. She likes a lot of the folk rock. A lot of the stuff that you can
hum and strum, right?
Hum and strum.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. And a lot of other things if she's listening. But
do you know if she listens to rap and stuff like that?
Oh no, I don't think she listens to rap. I don't think.
Do you know what her go-to music system is? Is it Apple Music? Is it iTunes? Is it Spotify?
Spotify is big.
Spotify.
She uses Spotify a lot.
So these two were saying that they do the Apple Music because it's less clunky than Spotify.
And their parents are paying for it.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, my daughter does Spotify, and we do pay for it. And I'm really close to doing Spotify because I'm getting kind of tired of iTunes, and I've already gone through my old CD collection. Mm-hmm. But after talking to these two, I might look into Apple Music and see if that might be more my speed. I don't know.
In terms of convenience and calling up what you want when you want it, I can understand,
My big thing is playlists. I love to put together playlists. You set a mood, you go through all your faves, It's I love playlists. So I want to do the one that is easy to do playlists with.
Yeah. And do you remember Napster, the first one that came out?
I never really got into Napster. I remember it being a huge thing.
I never did either.
It didn't really last long, right? Because they immediately got shut down. Because
I'm just asking for us to think about what it launched, where we are now.
That's true. It kind of did.
Music sharing and music availability.
Yeah.
It essentially was the precursor of YouTube. You can call up any Jethro Tull song or Liberace. Napster was the first one that kind of gave us a glimpse of that future,
What was going to come, yeah.
And it was free, and then they got sued down to the ground, and the $1 billion turned into nothing.
Isn't that funny how that works? I mean, I remember I used to be in manufacturing, electronic manufacturing. We used to crank out 56K laptop modems like crazy, and then along came this other product we were going to manufacture, and it was something called an MP3 player.
Oh, what? What?
Yeah, it was cool. It was like digital music, get out. Mm-hmm. But it never quite took off. And then all of a sudden, Apple comes out with this little wheel thing on this little device thing, and it went crazy. I was like, wait a second, we were manufacturing that 3 years ago, and it never took off. But all of a sudden, because you put a little wheel on it and put an Apple logo on it, and of course, they did make it really well. They have the aluminum case. They're tough, and they're took off, went crazy.
Well, and they were durable products. And they marketed it well.
Marketed it better.
Yeah,
and they lasted. They lasted. They were durable
I loved
products.
my iPod. It was great.
But why it failed, the big competitor at the time was the former CEO of Apple, the one who succeeded Jobs. and then came out with some kind of interface with the stylus. You know, the little stylus pen that you used to, the first ones.
The Palm Pilot.
Yeah.
We manufactured those too. I love the Palm Pilot. That was awesome.
Steve Jobs explained why that failed.
Why did it fail?
Because you are restricting the other 4 fingers. You need to keep all your fingers in play, you know, on the wheel and the spin and the button and the screen and your fingers are the interface, not a stylus, not a pen that you hold in your hand. Your fingers are the interface. And that's why Jobs succeeded and the former CEO.
Maybe. I love my Palm Pilot because I could go into meetings and take notes with that thing, with that stylus and everything. It was slick. I couldn't go into a meeting with my phone and take notes. There's no way. My thumbs aren't that good.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I think electronics, we kind of take a step back in a way. I mean, I remember when I was working at this company, they had we had great internet and all this, and there was this program called PodCast. And it was, you could set it up, customize it. You could get like a ticker on the bottom of all the stuff you were interested in. You got the weather, you got satellite maps. It was amazing. I would punch into work and I'd sit there and look at that for like a half hour every morning, drink my coffee, get psyched up to go to work, you know. And it was amazing.
Management material.
Yeah, I know. I would have been a great manager. But eventually that thing crapped out. I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, there's nothing like it that exists today, and it was amazing. It was so cool. So 1 step forward, 2 steps back, or is it 2 steps forward, 1 step back?
The pendulum.
Or some things, yeah, exactly. And some things just get lost in the shuffle, you know.
I remember when the Franklin Day Planner was
yes, that was huge.
But the Palm Pilot blew that out of the water.
It kind of did, at least challenged it anyway.
Electronic. Franklin Day Planner.
That's basically what it was. Yeah.
Franklin Covey lasted longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, agreed.
It did.
Agreed.
Yeah. I remember the Health Rider. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that fitness guy that would do the infomercials. We were still watching on TV at the time. Those weren't. I mean, laptops didn't have social media back at this time. Your phones certainly not. Mm-mm. And the Health Rider guy. He had a big building. I don't remember
that so much.
Yeah,
what did that do for you?
Exercise apparatus that you get on and just swing back and forth for a bit.
Almost like a rowing.
Was it with bands or something? Or?
No, just a
machine.
Yeah, a metal apparatus that you sit in.
Do you remember the NordiTrack?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's in the same industry.
And the Bowflex. Oh, I wanted a Bowflex so bad.
That was a good idea, really, for a mass production of Bowflex. Yeah. So you don't have to put on a 25-pound
It wasn't all heavy
plate.
And everything, yeah. They folded up nice. And they had good ads and marketing and stuff, but it was so expensive I could never afford it.
Yeah.
Super strong guys.
Good looking
demoing
dudes.
It.
Yeah. Studs, man. Comes down to marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's always guys advertising the weight machines and women advertising the treadmills. Oh, no, so that's the most effective advertising for me.
If you're out there listening, marketing execs, if you want Mojo's attention, put a woman on a treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so those sponsorships are going to be rolling in now.
Patreon, join us down below.
Help us out. We appreciate all the support you can give us.
So a bit ago, ShyJoe mentioned tattoos.
Yeah.
And I think, we're going to do repeated content on Two Joe's podcast. And at some point, we're going to have to come up with a Joe name for his eldest. She's been such a huge part.
ShyJoe.
ShyJoe. What would be a...
I don't know.
I want to call it E-Joe. Does that work?
E-Joe.
We can give it some thought. We don't have to decide now.
We don't have to do Joe.
But yeah, I would love to get her on the podcast someday. Another young perspective.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear what she has to say and think about things. And
yeah, the Joette. The little Joe.
Little Joe.
I don't know what Little Joe. I don't know.
Maybe Little Joe.
That's kind of
she's kind of small in stature.
Kind of a little house on the prairie thing.
Yeah,
she got a new tattoo.
So what is it of?
Well,
or is that too personal?
No,
please tell me it's not a boyfriend's name.
No, that's the thing is I think it's so silly. It's like a kind of a cool looking big bowl of ramen with chopsticks sticking out of it.
Interesting choice.
Inside of her forearm, but I guess there's a story. She got burned.
Oh.
While I found this out from my sister.
This is a recent occurrence. I remember this kind of chapped your hide.
Yeah, got me really mad because she said she needed my insurance card because she was going to go to Moab or something. What really happened was she was at a party and was drinking and hurt herself. She got burnt. And so that wasn't the truth, and that made me upset. And I had to hear that from my sister, who my daughter confides in. But anyway, she got burnt on her arm, and it was while she was making some ramen. So
at a party?
At a party.
A little inebriated.
Yeah.
So she wants to commemorate, to remember that.
I guess so. That's how she explained it to me. But it's actually actually kind of a cool looking.
Is it
tattoo.
Right at the spot where she got burned?
Oh, yeah, but it's not.
Interesting.
She didn't have any disfigurement
no
or anything
scar
like that. No scar or anything.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's right on the inside of her forearm. Is a bowl of steaming ramen with some chopsticks sticking out of it. I just wonder, like, she wants to go into the medical field. And, what if she really wants some great job and the medical director's like, yeah, I don't know about the tattoos or whatever. That's just the thing that has always held me
Depends
back.
on how many again.
Good point.
It's always the thing that's held me back from getting a tattoo.
That's a good
what
point.
will someone else think?
If someone comes in for a job interview and they have a neck tattoo,
yeah.
Unless everyone else I'm interviewing has a neck tattoo, that person might be not getting the job.
But times are changing. I mean,
they are.
True. True.
Yeah.
But I noticed
a couple of tasteful tattoos will get overlooked.
I didn't notice.
Won't even be a topic.
I didn't notice any tattoos on Mojo and Hojo. I mean, Hojo and Daijo.
Yeah, I didn't see one.
It's around their ass. Can't see it, but no, she was trying to hide it the other day, and she was trying to wear a long sleeve shirt. But I was like, "You got a new tattoo?
Do you really love it? Are you really feeling that good about it? If you're trying to hide it?"
She was trying to, I think, hide it from me and from my mom and dad, who are conservative. But I told her I'm not big on tattoos, but I love you. Your tattoo doesn't make
exactly. How would that change?
Not going to change it. Not going to change anything.
No.
But
interesting decision.
There's that limit again. How many tattoos before you say whoa?
Well,
whoa.
I'm sorry, I have that limit. Yeah,
slow down. Yeah. In fact, maybe consider having one of those removed. With some laser surgery or something. It doesn't sound like it's even near that level. She might get the next one on her foot, if she gets another one.
Well, you said she has two. This is her second one.
Yeah, it's her second one.
What's her first one of, if I may ask?
It's even dumber. It's celery stalk, and it's on the inside of one of her fingers.
I saw that one. I have seen that one. Yeah.
It's like on the inside of one of her fingers, a little celery stalk, and I have no idea what.
Is she into celery?
I
like celery.
Food tattoos? I don't know what's going on.
It's a surprisingly interesting vegetable. It doesn't seem like much, but when you chop it up and put it into stuff, it really adds some interesting flavors.
Sure.
I used to make this chow mein rice dish back in the day when my wife was eating rice, and my mom made it growing up. It was one of my favorites that she made, called chow mein rice, and basically the ingredients were rice, ground beef, celery and onions and soy sauce, and it's fucking amazing. It's so good.
Really good. Yep.
So tattoos to wonderful Chinese dish or something.
Well, no, soul food, home good cooking. Because we talked about steaks earlier with the two youngsters. Youngsters.
Youngsters.
I don't want to call them youngsters.
PC.
Young men.
Marker.
Young men. Marker.
Don't tell my daughter about that chow mein. She'll get a tattoo of it.
They'll forgive me. Put chopsticks sticking out. Anyway.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, good food.
It is a different day and age.
It is.
And I think that is allowed.
And they're allowed, man. It's their time.
Yeah.
Well, and consider, we're still humans, and for thousands of years, a rite of passage was for a 13-year-old boy to get tattooed all up and down his back. And you're not a man until that happens. You know?
Really?
Then, yeah, absolutely. It's like a bar mitzvah of today. You know, it's rituals have been happening like that forever. And
Well, yeah.
I guess I'm starting to see less and less wrong with tattoos, even though I will never get one myself.
Yeah,
I will never
don't
even
think there's
consider
anything
it.
wrong with them. I just don't find them appealing
Me
at
too.
a certain point. Not initially. Certain tasteful ones I think are quite cool, but others I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
It's all a matter of taste and preference, I guess.
You know, may I get controversial here for just a second?
Go for it.
I am also finding less and less wrong with gay sex than I used to, for whatever reason. You know, the same way with tattoos. I'm seeing less and less wrong with them. Do your thing, you know. Whatever you're going to do, even though I would never engage in that, you know, I'll never get a tattoo.
Why would I deprive you?
Never get a
of
piercing.
Doing something that you think is cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw this girl the other day with
actually. Yeah.
I saw a girl the other day with a piercing inside of her ear. You know, you got that little ridge that goes through the inner, and she had that pierced, and she had a really cool little earring thing in it. And I thought it looked great. Nothing I would ever do, but I thought it was cute on her.
Yeah, exactly. And 20 years ago, that would be like, oh, she's a rebel. She's a total, you know.
Yeah.
And,
Well, geez, 20 years ago, yeah, if they had more than one piercing on their ear, more than just their lobe, it was like, whoa, she's a rebel.
yeah.
Oh, this brings up something really interesting. I don't know if we're getting close to wrapping it there, but just one other thought is that she also has a little tiny teeny diamond right in
Stud.
the
Kind
in the
of,
crook of her nostril, like
Right.
where your nose.
I've
and
seen
where your
those.
nostril. And that to me, I had a huge crush on a girl that had one of those, and I thought it was beautiful. I had no problem with that.
Right.
And so she has one of those now too, and I think that's, for some reason, that's totally fine. Tattoo, I'm not so hot on. What's the difference?
I'll take it even a step
the
further.
freaking
This is how weird I am.
Like-
The stud thing, I think, is attractive and kind of
Yeah,
cool.
I kinda like
you
it.
put a ring in that?
No,
No,
ring,
thank you.
no.
No, thank you. Isn't that amazing? Just one little slight variation, and we're like, put the stud back in.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little
humans
tiny,
are
little tiny
weird.
shiny thing right
Our
there.
little
is okay.
preferences and things. And
Yeah,
And what's
and it means
unacceptable.
nothing.
Have you ever thought about getting a pierced, like your ear pierced? Back in the day, it was quite popular for guys to get one of their ears pierced.
did it.
So, did you really? I never did, but
I never did.
I have a mole on one of my ears, so it kind of looks like I have a piercing.
I think my brother did, and it lasted a day and a half. And he did it solely to really screw with somebody, probably my mom. I'm gonna guess. I never.
And he
pierced
just let it
anything.
close up.
Yeah.
I did it because some of my other friends did it. It was a little tiny hoop, you know, and I think I had it for maybe a week, and I was just like, it's not
not
really
for
my,
you.
it's
Something
not-
else to
not
worry
really my
about.
thing. So I just took it out and never had one ever again.
Okay.
But my girlfriend at the time, teenage girlfriend, worked at the piercing pagoda at the mall.
Wow.
So
How did you
That's
feel
when
when
they
your
played into it,
daughters
too.
got their ears pierced? Or
they got their ears pierced when they were babies.
oh wow, wow! See, my daughter got
Little
hers
tiny
pierced when
babies.
I think she was like 9 or 10. It was kind of a big deal, you know.
Yep.
Another ritual. He just
Yeah,
described
kind
another.
of. Yeah, yeah.
One that comes from ancient times.
It could, yeah. I don't know.
Many
specifically.
societies have tattooed or pierced babies. Many. It goes on today. You know, the
totally.
female genital mutilation. Not to jump too strongly from.
Let's talk
one to
about
another.
male genital mutilation.
Yeah, it applies there also.
I mean,
it does.
circumcision, that's essentially what that is in a way, isn't it?
There have been some slight medical medical reasons, may I say, for male for male genital mutilation. It reduces infections over the course of a lifetime. Cleanliness overall.
Is that true, or is that just a wives' tale myth kind of
I don't
thing?
know.
I'm not sure either. I'm not sure either.
I don't know if I'm buying it.
There's religious aspects to
I,
that.
mine,
Indeed.
mine was a religious
Yes.
aspect.
Yeah.
But may we also extend that when the male genital mutilation, and there's some wiggle room there, whether it's can provide some value. Female genital mutilation provides no enhancement whatsoever. It is simple disfigurement, and it should be a crime across the world. Female genital mutilation serves no purpose
absolutely
whatsoever.
Correct.
Nothing.
So if I could prove to you that the whole male circumcision thing was also had no medical benefit, would you feel the same way?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I would.
Bring the evidence forward. And
Even
yes,
if, because in my personal opinion, and this is just my opinion, I think circumcised penises just look better. But then that's just me being weird, maybe.
Yeah, no. Millions agree with you.
Is that valid? Would that be a valid reason to circumcise your baby child, male
Just
child?
because it looks better.
Just because,
no,
yeah.
that's not good enough medical evidence for me. Not at all.
No.
If it does reduce infections over the lifetime of the human, then okay, I'll listen to you. If you can give me evidence that it does reduce cases of infection, not having that extra skin for bacteria to form and the heat and the moisture necessary for cultures to develop.
What if I told you that, okay, yeah, not circumcising your child might prevent some infections. However, it will make sex much more enjoyable for them. How would you feel about that then?
Listeners, Main Joe's just expanded us beyond this room. We need your opinion. Let us know down below. And let's try to recapture it now. That was a big one.
I only have one point of view.
Me too.
And
I have to tell you,
the way I am, and that's the only.
That's the only way I know.
I love it.
That's true. But I have had moments where I'm like, damn, I wonder. You know, did my parents do me a disservice in a way? It's crossed my mind.
They might have cost me about a ½ inch.
Oh man, we're getting off the rails. I don't know how much of this is publishable, but we'll see.
Didn't we set a new record?
We set a new record,
Joe.
people. 41 minutes.
Record,
Woo! Thanks for joining us. I hope you'll come back.
We'll see you next time.
I hope you found us entertaining. Till next time.